I knew something was wrong the moment her name lit up my phone. Not because of the message itself, but because of what wasn't there. We need to talk tonight. No heart emoji. No love you. Just 5 cold words from the woman who used to fill my phone with entire paragraphs of affection. I stared at the screen in the parking lot outside my office, feeling a heaviness settle in my chest. It wasn't fear, at least not at first. It was the sense that something fragile, something I'd taken for granted, was about to crack. But I'd been feeling it for weeks. The half answers. The phone that suddenly stayed face down. The missed calls she claimed were spam, though her voice always tightened when she said it. And the way she'd started pulling away, physically, emotionally, like she was trying to detach without being noticed. I'd blamed myself. Stress. Work. The fact that I wasn't always the easiest man to love. But deep down in the quiet moments I knew. Someone had taken my place in her world. When I pushed open the front door that night, she was already sitting on the couch, hands clasped, breathing unevenly. The house felt colder than usual, as if the walls were waiting for a confession. "Sit," she said. Her tone wasn't angry. It was defensive. Almost scared. I sat opposite her, wondering if she could hear the pounding in my chest. She avoided my eyes at first. "You've been different. Watching me. Asking questions." "I've been worried," I said quietly. "You're not yourself." That's when her eyes snapped up, sharp, guilty, flickering with something I couldn't fully read. "Are you accusing me of something?" "No," I said. "But I know there's something you're not telling me." And that was the truth. The simple, painful truth she had been avoiding. Her reaction was instant. She stood. "Get out." My breath caught. "What?" I said, "Get out. I'm not doing this." Her voice cracked. "I'm not going to sit here while you imply I'm lying." I didn't shout. I didn't beg. I just stared at her, feeling an ache spread through me like a bruise. "You want me to leave," I said softly, "for telling you how I feel?" "Yes," she whispered. But it wasn't anger anymore. It was fear. So I grabbed my keys, walked out, and let the silence stretch between us. I didn't text her. Didn't call. Didn't ask for updates or explanations. For 3 days I stayed with my brother, barely sleeping, wondering what I had done wrong. Or if this was simply years of trust collapsing in slow motion. My silence wasn't a strategy. It was surrender. And that apparently terrified her. On the 4th morning, she showed up unannounced. I woke to her knocking, sharp, panicked, relentless. When I opened the door, her eyes were swollen, her hands shaking. "Why didn't you call me back?" she demanded, voice trembling. "You told me to get out," I replied. "So I did." She swallowed hard. I thought you'd at least fight for us." The irony hit like a punch. She wanted me to chase her while she ran from her own guilt. Inside, away from my brother, she finally broke. A trembling exhale. Then the truth she'd been hiding. "There's someone else." It wasn't supposed to become anything. I ended it. I swear I ended it. But I didn't know how to tell you, and when you started suspecting, I panicked. My knees almost buckled. I'd imagined this moment so many times, but imagination never came close to the reality of hearing the woman you love admit she let someone else into the space that once belonged only to you. I sat down because I couldn't trust my body to hold me up. "How long?" I asked. "A few months." Months. Meaning holidays, birthdays, quiet nights on the couch. Memories now tainted, rewired, poisoned. She kept talking, voice shaking with regret, but the words blurred. I wasn't angry. I wasn't shouting. I was "Say something," she whispered finally. "What do you want me to say?" I murmured. "That it doesn't hurt? That I forgive you already? That we can pretend this didn't shatter everything?" She covered her face and sobbed. And all I could think was, I didn't lose her last week. I lost her months ago. She just didn't tell me. We spent hours talking. Her explaining, me listening, both of us unraveling. There was remorse in her voice, and there were still feelings in mine. But trust had died quietly long before the confession. When she finally asked, "Can we fix this?" I didn't have an answer. Not then. Not honestly. So I did the only thing that felt right. "I need space," I told her. "Real space. Not the kind where you wait for me to chase you back. The kind where we both figure out what we truly want." She nodded, tears still streaming. knowing she couldn't ask for more. As she walked out, she paused at the door and looked back, eyes red and full of the fear she tried to hide. "Your silence," she whispered. It scared me more than anything. I didn't respond. I didn't owe her a poetic line or a dramatic goodbye. I just watched her leave, quietly, painfully, with a grief that felt strangely like healing. Because sometimes silence isn't punishment. Sometimes it's clarity. And in those quiet days, I'd found enough of myself to know one thing. I deserved a love that didn't have to be chased.